What's going on, guys? So this is not quite a Cherudim. This is my review set back up, and this is a not quite Mastergrade Monday. That's approximately one day late for 00CTOBER. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so for those who saw my In the Kitchen with Shoki video, you saw that good old Jerry Leal, also known as Spooky Berry in the Discord, sent me a custom Cherudim. Because, like he said he was building a custom and he wanted to show it off, but then I guess he also just flat out sent it to me. Like, I guess he sort of hinted at maybe I'm going to keep it. I don't know exactly. I don't know how I feel about that, but hey, thanks anyways, Jerry. And of course, this is the first time somebody has ever actually sent me a Gunpla to check out. And obvious color scheme is a little bit different. He did a full repaint, so instead of the green boy we're used to, we have a red boy with some grayness, and well, the white pretty much did the same. Got some yellow parts going on here on the crotchety crotch, so that used to be red, and got the chest vents there that are yellow, which is cool. And it has a very obvious gun tank.
That's a gun cannon, not a gun tank. Moron.
Color scheme going from the good old G1 Gundam, as it were. I have handled it just a little bit, both in setup and doing the previous video, and it's already got some paint chipping, so that kind of sucks. You got a little spot right here that it actually had just out of the box. This spot is new, and then anywhere where things have to be inserted. Like right now, he doesn't have his backpack or the butt skirt. So that's all things. So let's... He's also leaning forward really bad. So let's just go over it as it is. So for the most part, it is a Cherudim. Let me see how much more can come up on my tripod here. And he's got the definite head sculpt, but minus... Actually, it didn't really have a V-fin, because this was its V-fin. Right, I forgot this guy doesn't have a solid V-fin. We did paint over the green crystal, making it red. Got some nice green painted eyes there. Looks like they're... Well, I say painted. They might be stickers, but... Actually kind of hard to tell, to be honest. Some nice gray paint going on in there. Got some good panel lining happening. I digs it. Hold on, I don't know if I can move the camera too much more. Guys, for those, you might have seen the pictures. I'm really, like, legit just barely have my review set together to make these things happen. I wasn't ready to set up my review set remotely, and it wasn't meant to be in the middle of my room as it currently is. So I'm doing what I can just to get this done. Hope y'all appreciate it somewhat. Alright, so he's got big gray shoulders here. I assume that these still kind of slide out and rotate. Not gonna do it, if I'm honest. Got some nice sticker detail here that I think might be from the Cherudim itself. I'm not sure. But you do get a red kind of Federation anchor star there. What the... Oh, the knee bit here just came loose or something. I don't know what just happened there. I was supposed to do that. Okay. It's just loose. So I was like, what the heck? All right, so got a 108 there. Also kind of a nod to it being a UC thing. See, the shoulders should still go up and down effectively. And by the way, this is the no grade 1 to 100, hence why this is a not quite Master Grade Monday. Shoulders go round. I'm being very careful because every single surface is painted. And does the shoulder armor itself move? No. Okay. I thought maybe it would pivot within there. Okay, so he also has some new custom bits going on here. So these are actually shields from the Natale, if I remember correctly from what he sent me. And those are just mounted here. That is super tight. Don't want to try to spin it. That should rotate, but because everything is painted, certain things don't want to move, and I'm very scared to do it. So he also has the kind of bicep flap going on here. Bicep does rotate, so that's good. Is it a single or double? Okay, so it's the 1.5 elbow. So it's got the main joint here and then a secondary joint there. Here a joint, there a joint. You know how this goes, joint, joint. So that's good. Yeah, so the 1.5 elbow, which gets it good. It's fine. Nice details here and here, which I doubt those came off of this Gundam because they're a little wonky. And then I believe it's going to have the wrist. Yep, the wrist elbow is here, along with the actual wrist movement, which is good. Does have the upper waist rotation, which I'm being very careful about. I like the color separation he did there. So white here, gray on the middle. That's very nicely done. And it should have a little ab crunch to it. Yep. Once again, being very careful, especially with the fact that this is red around white. I'm going to be super careful. It already looks like there's some scrapage. This center portion doesn't look like it moves except for rotating at the waist. Oh, nope, it's too tight. Not going to do it. Okay. If it does rotate at the waist, I'm not going to force it. If it doesn't, good. Actually, it almost looks like it is part of the waist, so maybe I'm wrong. Once again, never handled a 1/100 Cherudim. Let's see, side skirt go up. Looks like it's on a ball joint. Yep. Same thing on that side. And then he's got the front skirts that are here. That, I don't know, maybe there's something missing from back here. Did he keep pistols? No, the pistols were down here on the leg, so I'm not sure what might be missing from there. But that's good. Carefully hinge that up and out of the way so you can see the legs. Legs are a ball joint. Okay, so it is basically like one of the big HGs. So I say that meaning it's like modeled just like the HG, but in 1/100 form. So big ball joint, get you up to there. Being careful about the water slides. It does have thigh rotation, though a little limited by everything around it. And he does have some shading on here, by the way. I don't know if my camera is necessarily capturing that. I didn't turn my screen brightness up. So yeah, he's got some nice pre-shading going on there. Looks good. Still got the green bit inside there. Should still have a double jointed knee here. I almost said elbow. I did that the other day, I think. I referred to a knee as an elbow again. Leg elbow. So that's good. Though what's funny is clear coat here, not clear coat there. I'm thinking he sprayed it while the leg was locked in place. Yep, that's exactly what happened. I can see it. So, haha, Jerry. Also, this is technically a shield bit, so it should come off. Not gonna mess with it, but it's there. Also, this just, there we go, tighten that up a little. Okay, I like this gray color separation here. That's good. That's very good. That's nice. And then shading everywhere. He did do shading everywhere. It's just a lot more evident on the white. But you can definitely see it around the edges. And like here, where it's definitely lighter on the inside of the leg there. At least I hope you can see that. Okay, so he has the upper ankle movement here, which I think should just be back and forth. No, actually, it's all of the above. So it is a universal swivel system, if I had to guess, since I didn't build it. It looks like it's a round-ish polycap that this plugs into, so that gets the side to side, and then the polycap itself moves front and back. I know enough about these things to guess how the joint is assembled, right? Okay, and then this should be a hinge with a ball joint in the foot, if I had to guess. Or maybe it's the same thing. No, that's definitely a ball joint. Okay, so the foot gets a lot of movement. He's got some nice white, kind of basically like panel lining there. Looks good, but it's scraping off. Gotta be careful with that. Does look like either the paint or a sticker got right there. It might have been an afterthought that he did and then put it on once the foot was assembled. But I like how it's white here. It goes down to black. And then you got gray down here on the little footsie. Chipped toes. Now, this is an add-on that he put on here, obviously. I think he already had, if I remember correctly, he had just some flip-up heel spurs to help when sniping. He added these from 30-minute missions. So if you ever built that 30-minute missions like tank thingy or tank parts thing, you got these. I like the added caution stickers. Looks good. Got the gray here. Looks like he tried to do a red wash to fill in those gaps. Didn't quite get it there, but it looks good otherwise. And gray bits on the front there. And then he's got a little piece here for mud flappery. Now, the only thing that sucks about these is that they can only go straight up and down, so even if your legs are at an A stance, those are always going to be straight. It's the only thing that sucks about them. That's not anything to slight Jerry. That's what sucks about the part being used. It's like you're very limited in how you can use them. Oh, actually, I like that. Actually, I have that fold all the way flat in. On the back, we're obviously missing the rest of it, so I wanted to show off the accessories as they came to me in the box. Alright, so not technically an accessory, technically it's a power plant. So what we have here is actually more of his butt skirt. So this is the actual GN Drive butt skirt that goes there, but it's minus the original stuff that's normally back here. And I believe he said that these and this are all from the same Kotobukiya frame arm girl weapon set, and I'll bring it up here on the screen. I'll make sure I save the picture. And the same thing for the cannons we're going to be seeing here very shortly, all came from the same set. What's really crazy is how much this looks like a Tyrian shield, right? Yeah, and then you can also see he did shading on it through here, and I remember looking at this as he was doing it, and we kind of talked about it in one of the Discord things, and I remember one of these being pretty see-through, and it looks like he went and touched it up. I think he took that to heart a little bit. Sorry, dust. I like the two sets of gray here, so he's got dark gray and light gray. Sorry, I'm behind my lighting all of a sudden. You want to come up here? There we go. So I've added another light, by the way, so my extra light is now up here. On the inside, you just see how he kind of made it work. So he took what looks to be just styrene sheet, glued it all together, and made it fit the pre-existing tabs inside there. That's cool. And then he looks like he took the tabs and just sort of cemented the shit out of them to glue that in there. So once again, this isn't the GN Drive. Right now he's completely unpowered, unless he's got particle storage, but not likely. So very carefully, we're going to set this in here. Now, one thing I don't think Jerry did very well was clearance things for paint, because this is super tight. And now I get in there. That's plugged in on the butt skirt, about as far in as it goes. And it does have a little bit of movement, but we're trying to not scrape the paint as much as possible. So there he is with his added buttress, as it were. She kind of looks like that too. All right, so next up, we have to continue dressing him with the backpack. Oh, let's redo that. So we need to keep dressing him with the backpack. And yeah, it's the normal Cherudim's backpack, essentially through here. And then these are the cannons I was talking about before. So these, while they look like something actually out of IBO, which is pretty interesting, they are in fact from Kotobukiya Frame Arms Girls. And I like the nice caution sticker there. Looks fantastic. I like the nice ammo clip that would go in there. I think he missed a tiny tick by not painting these as cameras. I think he should have done that. And it does mount the same way the regular one would do. That'll plug into the backpack. Though what I wanted to show before I put it on, because it's going to be a little hard to handle, you still got the movement here, and you still have the movement here, and he's done some painting there. Got the green going on, some gray, either silver or white. It looks white. It looks like he tried to do a white wash over the black, and it didn't quite take. So that sucks a little bit. Same thing inside there. Where he purposely painted it, it seems to come out pretty good, but it looks like he had to thin it so much it didn't want to stay. Really hard to paint white or yellow over something black. Now, I did contact him and ask him if this thing was meant to move, because I could not get it to. And he said yes, because I asked him, I was like, this only moves, are the cannons supposed to move? He said yes. So I'm going to do it while I have it off of this, because these things are frozen solid. I'm going to try to rotate it. Okay. So it has what appears to be just a ball joint here. You know, right up in there. That's a ball joint. And then this should just be a swivel. No, that is 100% solid. That ain't gonna move. Also, that's hollow. I think this whole thing is meant to go, but then you can rotate this. That moved fairly easily. But the thing is, once this is mounted to the backpack, these can't move forward that much. So let me try this side. There we go. Oh, there was actually a little bit of paint stickage here to right there. So that's one reason it was frozen. So this little joint here was actually touching there. I mean, I'm applying more force than I'm comfortable with, and that's not moving. So I'm just gonna say that that is as much as those cannons will move, as they are. I'm gonna leave it lean back. One thing that's cool is you can see here how it has the little spots where it would normally come up and over the shoulders of the Gundam or the frame arms girl that it would be mounted to. So let's just go ahead and plug the backpack on. And if some of you guys are watching this and be like, Shoki, why are you picking on him in his paint job? Because it's what I do. I'm not picking on him. I'm judging it as if this was a contest. Jerry's taken part in my contest before. He knows my criticisms, you know. All right, so here he is with the feet down. Looks pretty cool. Let's raise it back up a little. And the cannons, like I said, you can rotate that forward. You can rotate the gun kind of forward like that. Utilize some knee bend and a little bit of lean forward here. Like, it should be able to do more, and I feel like it is meant to, but I think that paint or whatever is so frozen solid, I'm way too scared to do it. I didn't build this. I don't know its true ranges and stuff like that, and even while he told me it should swivel, I'm not going to force it, because it is still something someone else made. By the way, there is some subtle shading on the cannons, which you can... Sorry, this is a little tight. Oh, nope, it's not tight. It's all the way up, so... Tilt. There we go. So you can see some subtle shading going on the cannons right there. I wish there was a little bit more, or even a little bit more of a wash over them afterwards, because it would stand out a little bit more. Here, let me tilt the shoulders forward for a little bit more clearance. That might work. There we go. Yeah. So we can get it there. Now, I think he even had a picture of it really effectively doing this, but let's see, get the arms kind of in a cool pose. The hard part is he doesn't lean forward that effectively. Also, smooth surface, so it is what it is. But it looks really cool for the a mock-up of a gun cannon or a GN cannon. So once again, that is a thing for people who don't know. The gun cannon or the Jin cannon is a thing that existed in 00. It's the thing that the Reborn's cannon was based off of. But it had, 4 GN particle guns, that kind of stuff. Now, that's not all, everybody. So he does actually come with other weapons. So he's got some MG Curios pods here, which is cool. Nice painted, nice color separation between the two different grays. He's got one that's a slightly more brown gray and one is a lighter gray. Caution sticker right there. I say sticker, could be a dry or a water slide. Don't take offense when I say sticker. I just mean a decal of some sort is what I mean. And then this has the right hand. And for those who don't know, like most of the Gundams all have the exact same backs of the hands. So you could literally just do this and be super easy to convince. Okay, so let's get some elbow action. Get that up there. Rotate at the bicep. I'm going to try to pose him for a cool shot here when I'm done. And he does have a right holding hand with a gun. And he also has a left holding hand with a gun. Because, of course. Also, painted ball joints. Make sure you're clearancing those things. I mean, it's nice when you're trying to have a super tight joint, but when you're not, it's a bad thing. It's a scary thing, in fact. There you go. Get a little bit of a lean back. Get a little head tilt there. So he's kind of planted. let me actually make sure the feet are planted. There we go. Set the two normal 55ths aside. He also does come with an expressive hand or a slightly cradling hand. Likely, much like with my own stuff, I will never use that, but that's pretty cool. Also sent along a stand adapter, though for me this is a now ground type. He doesn't need to go on a stand, he needs to be on the ground. And he also sent along this. So this would be the like holographic visor or reticle that pops up. And he actually added a white acrylic wash to the back, which looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I digs that a lot. Makes it stand out way better than the original. Now the thing is, you need to turn the head straighter. I just knocked everything there. And these have to clearance the head ever so slightly. You gotta make sure the guns are in a good spot, like so. And this is not one of the easiest gimmicks to do because you have to line everybody up. I also really appreciate that they did this on the HG and the 1/100, the no grade and the high grade both had this feature. So there he is, and like I said, maybe I can, if I finagle this, maybe I'll be able to do this, but I think it's gonna cause too much because his head doesn't have a whole lot of lean back. So there's that. Now hold on. Now that he's all assembled, we're gonna do something we haven't done in a very, very, very long time. It's turn table time. So that's really, really, really cool that Jerry did this. One, it's a step up from the previous one he did, which was like a Perfect Strike Exia 00 thing he did last year. Oh, by the way, the GN Vernier painted gold looks really nice. It does have a four dot die back there, though. That's kind of funny. But yeah, this is for me, this is a big step up. It's cleaner. It makes more sense. Little limited in some fused joints, unless those are the ones that weren't supposed to move. The design is cool. The coloration is done really well. And for my first time getting to see his paint jobs in person, it does look very nice, really clean. And it's funny, as I can tell, compared to some of the in-progress pictures where he's made some slight alterations. The use of water slides to kind of get these extra details, I don't think came from any 00 kit. I think they're all like universal style, like Universal Century stuff. I think that the shields are meant to rotate. They don't really want to. I just don't know if there's some kind of some like crud there. The white wash he tried to add, or at least white details he tried to add, looks like the last minute things he did before it was done. It didn't quite come out to the way he wanted, at least not on all the parts. It's a super hard thing to accomplish. I really don't fault him at all for that, but this is super cool. It's a well thought out design using mostly 00 parts, and then of course just some universal parts, which is fine. The extra thick butt skirt is funny in and of its own right. I like it, but I thought it was really funny that I thought it was from something 00. So that's how much they're just ripping that off when it comes to things. Kotobukiya, ripping everything off. The use of parts from like MG Curios just to give it more weapons is really cool. The reticle with the added white paint, very nicely done. The color separation is all very nicely done. The only thing I might have said, and maybe it is something he did do. It looks like he did it on the butt shield. Here, I can't tell if it's just the light. Hold on. Yeah, it's just the light. I would have probably done either some spectral highlighting with a different clear coat, or just flat out use two different reds. Like, just do a little color separation with the reds. Maybe the shields needed some white. Maybe just a little bit more, like a solid white color somewhere in there might have been okay. Otherwise, I don't have a whole lot to critique. And yeah, I did ask him where the parts came from, stuff like that, you know, and then the rest of it I'm kind of interpreting by what I'm looking at in hand. And for those things, I can't review anything I didn't build. Bullshit, I just did. And yes, he did airbrush the whole thing, though I'm sure there's probably a little bit of handwork in there for the smaller stuff. like the white little parts. And it is funny that I caught the fact that he clear coated that while it was still together in one piece. I find that quite funny. But thanks again, Jerry, for providing the technical post episode of Double October, but that was my bad. I did everything way too late, and I literally just finished setting this set up minutes before I started shooting this. And yeah, it is what it is. So now I guess I have to review a whole bunch of stuff that I've had sitting around while I have my set out. Huh? Sounds about right. But for now, that's it for this review. And that's it for this Double October. Double October Tau has come to an end finally. Although, as of the release of this video, we have one more thing to do tonight, and that is the final watch party with the 00 movie, Awakening of the Trailblazer. And then that's it. And once again, of course, guys, if you want to, there are merch things down below. You can get multiple years of Double October merch, including the Double October Tau stuff. It will be up for at least a while. And if you want to, just keep sharing your 00 builds and collections in the Discord, also linked down below. That'll probably stay open at least through November, and then I'll close it for the next year. And then hopefully by next year things will be cleared up, and I will have a giant stack of 00 stuff to build for you guys, and we'll go back to 00 or Double October as usual and pick back up at 6 where we should have in the first place. But I will see you guys next time, and remember, as always, keep on building.